So once again, side, we have it that the three sides of one triangle are equal to the three sides of the other triangle. Side angle side is two sides of one triangle in the two sides in the included angle. And the included angle is where the two sides meet. Have to be the two sides in the included angle of the other triangle. And the only way I can mark a side is if both triangles share it. The only way I can mark an angle is if there's an X form, right? If they're vertical angle theorem. So that's what we just talked about. So let's take a look at the homework. Here it says determine if the two triangles are congruent. If they are, state how you know. So my question is, are they congruent? If they are, tell me how you know. Let me take the instructions out just for the space. So looking at question number 1, the only way I can mark a side is if they both share it. So technically, I can mark this side. I notice that on each triangle, there's 3 sides marked on each triangle. So I'm just going to say this is by side. Right? The question was, tell me if the triangles are congruent. If they are, say how you know. By writing side, you're pretty much saying they are congruent because of side. All you have to do is write the rule. Looking at question number 2, on each triangle, I'm given 2 sides. If you notice, I'm given this side, and the angle in the included angle. Remember, included angle is the angle where the 2 sides meet. Looking at the other one, I'm giving the same thing. So this is side, angle, side, right? 2 sides in the included angle. Now, looking at question number 3, I can mark this side, but that's it. I need at least 3 marks, either 3 sides or 2 sides in an angle, but technically I need three marks. On each triangle here, I only have 2. So I'm going to call this not congruent. Right? Some of them will be not congruent. It has to be for today, it has to be side, angle, side, or not congruent. Now looking at my example number 4, I can legally mark this side because it's used by both. So what rule do you guys have on number 4? Side, or I heard triple S, okay. So that's pretty much it, right? On the first 4 questions, that's all we do. Any questions on these? No? Simple. Now, questions number 5 through 8 on my example. State what additional information is required in order to know that the reasons are congruent, the triangles are congruent for the reason given. What I'm doing on here is, I'm gonna give you your triangles, and let me do 2 at a time. I'm gonna give you guys a rule. From the 3 marks that you're supposed to have, I'm giving you 2. I'm gonna ask you guys which one's the one that you need. So looking at question number 5, I can technically mark the side HJ because they both share it. But I want this to be side. So from the 3 marks, you have 2 given. I'm asking which one are you missing? So if you look at the top triangle, you're missing this side. If you look at the bottom triangle, you're missing this side. So in red, we have what is given. In blue, I have what we're missing. Every time we talk about a side, we use 2 letters. So on the top, I'm going to say HC. We're missing the side HC. And I'm going to say this is equal to HI. That's what I'm missing. So I'm going to say HC equals HI. That's the statement that I'm missing. Looking at question number 6, I see a side that it's marked already. Technically, this side right here is given because they both share it. I want this rule to be side, angle, side. So 2 sides per triangle and the included angle. If I look at the top triangle, the included angle is this angle. If I look at the triangle at the bottom, I see my 2 sides and they meet at this angle. So let me highlight the triangle I'm looking at. When I'm looking at this triangle, the way I'm going to name an angle, I see the angle Y, but there's multiple corners of Y. So I'm not going to be able to use 1 letter. I'm going to use the 3 letters that make that triangle, but I'm going to leave Y in the middle. So I'm going to say yx equals, now when I look at the other triangle, I see I need to leave x in the middle. So I'm going to call it wxy. That makes sense? So if there's multiple corners at that angle, like you see the one that I have in yellow, there was multiple corners of y, so you cannot use one letter. You have to use three letters, the three letters that make that triangle, but leave y in the middle, because that's your vertex. Okay. Looking at my last two examples here, question number 7. Technically, I'm given two sides, and I want this to be by side, angle, side. So I'm missing the angle. In one triangle, the angle that I'm missing is this one, and the other triangle, the angle that I'm missing is that one. So the way I'm going to write this will be either I can say EDC equals UVW. Now in this case, I could have just gone and said angle D equals angle V. Because technically at D, there's only one corner. Technically at V, there's only one corner. When there's multiple corners, you cannot use one letter, but here we could. Now looking at question number 8, I want this to be side, side, side. Each triangle has two sides given. So one triangle, the side that I'm missing is this one. On the other triangle, the side that I'm missing is this one. So I'm going to say RP equals IK. When it comes to sides, make sure you guys use two letters. When it comes to angles, either use one letter if it's only one corner, or use three letters, leaving the vertex in the middle.
What about the lines? Like, does it matter how many lines you put?
The lines, it doesn't matter. All I'm marking them the same. Like, see this, I'm marking them the same way because this one is equal to this one, and I'm gonna use a box for this one is equal to that one. So as long as the mark on one triangle matches the mark on the other triangle.